Hey, Frankie. Hey, Epifanio. Welcome in. Welcome in, Manny. Hey, Frankie. Hey, Epifanio. Welcome in. Okay, so we're going to be starting at 7:30 Pacific Standard. So it's in about 10 minutes. During those 10 minutes, while we wait for some people to hop in here, we will be starting a video. Title is Don't Chase Money, Chase Education. Nice. Congrats, Manny. Got funded, you made your first 25K after getting funded. Awesome. It's nothing to take light there. 25K is a good amount, so congrats. Hope we can help you out with more investment opportunities. I've actually been, I'm not sure if you saw like my stories or stuff, not that I expect you to or anything, but I have been posting about like reading a lot, and well, I've always like done it, but never like in a full, like trying to complete 10 books in 1 week. Just completing one book in a day, that's like pretty wild. But yeah, that's a goal that I have for this week. So I'm just like on it. Like right after this live analysis, I'm gonna continue this other book that I'm reading, and yeah, it's just a whole lot. But anyways, super important. Once you start making money, like you made the 25K, to there's like different options that you can do, like reinvesting it back in, either to the same trading account, so it can compound at a bigger rate. And let's say you're averaging like 10% monthly or whatever. The more that you keep that account growing at 10% average, like, you'll start seeing really, really big compounds happening on your account. And I know right now you have the funded account, but it's definitely going to help you out towards like being able to fund your regular account and grow from there. Epifano, you're using yours to quit your full-time job. Nice. So trade full-time. Or yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I saw Epifano, you also passed the funding challenge as well. Remember you sent that inside of the group, so congrats on that. Lots of the team seeing success. And I want to say the ones that don't see success either give up. Sometimes it's a bit too early, but like when they give up and they could have made it, but they didn't give it that extra push. Or maybe they had like a losing trade that they just decided like to completely stop. But it's kind of like that one picture goes. It's like that one person that mines gold. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe with this mining gold. Maybe some of you know which picture I'm talking about, but basically like the person who gives up too soon. Show me all the XAU USD charts here. Anyway, so real soon we're just gonna start this video right here while we wait for some more people to hop in. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat area. I'm gonna mute my mic while we play this video here.
This is an opportunity to get back in. The reason I jumped in, if these guys who are foreclosure guys are going to start flipping again, double Fs, as Kenny says, I mean, do you know how stupid you got to be? Because I don't think the prices will come up for a while. That's good because it's going to force more people out to sell. It's going to keep the price suppressed. It is a time to go in, but only if you're going to go for cash flow. Does that make sense, you guys? Here? There will be appreciation again. There will be another spike, you know. You know, a $300,000 house today is $1 million. So I'm a millionaire, but you're still an idiot. You know, you got $1 million house, but you got no cash flow. That doesn't make sense. But to losers, it makes sense. Or to cowards, well, is this the right time or the right? And they wait till the last minute. I hope it gets worse, don't you?
Well, it's gonna, and I'll tell you another reason why. During this run, this real estate run, as Robert said, everybody used their home as an ATM, you know, because you were probably like me. I probably got 1 or 2 a week saying, hey, you've got equity in your home, we'll give you, you know, a little money for it. And, you know, a lot of people took advantage of that campaign. A lot of that was subprime too. But what's happened is that was cash that was used during that run for plasma TVs and furniture and, you know, all those things. Okay. That, and you know, there's a whole industry, all the retailers, all those people are going to get annihilated in the next 5 years because people don't have disposable cash now because they use their homes. So, you know, your buddy Roberto, who's living at or working at a local resort here, people are traveling less. They can't afford the $300 and $400 a night stuff. All those industries are going to suffer. All of them.
It's not only that, it's even the commercial real estate. You know, we're going up the freeway. How many of these big commercial buildings are now empty? It's Resolution Trust Corporation time again.
I'll tell you something funny.
There's going to be, in commercial, there's going to be a collapse. And that's going to, and all these guys who became mortgage brokers and real estate brokers, I mean, talk about losers. They jumped in to make money, but never to get smart. I have so many friends who became mortgage brokers. I'm going, what the hell do you know about a mortgage? I don't know, I got a good commission though. And I said, why are you forming a mortgage company today? Well, the market's good. And I said, that's the worst time to start a mortgage company. The time you want to start a mortgage company is today, not when it was high. Does that make sense, you guys here? That's stupidity when your euphoria affects your thinking. Does that make sense, guys?
Well, and I was just going to point out, I'm looking for an office building right now, personally, for my companies. And so one of the things I haven't told you, I'm looking, actually, one of the targets for me are home builders and mortgage companies, people that own those buildings. Because they don't have the cash flow to support the buildings, and they're walking away from the buildings that they own, and some of them are starting to hit the market right now here in Phoenix. So I'm going to wait for maybe another year, but just keep my eye open on something, and I'll snap something up, unfortunately, that somebody can't pay for. And so as things are crashing around you, there are opportunities everywhere, and I think it's an education issue.
I have a couple of properties that I wish I hadn't bought because I bought them for capital gains. I knew I shouldn't have done it at the time, but exactly as Kenny says, it sounds tempting at the time. So I violated my own formula. But I
people do
have
it.
the cash flow to support the mistake. And when you don't have that money to do that, you can't afford to be a flipper. I have the cash flow to afford to take a capital gains play. I can write a check and pay for my mistakes, absolve my sins, you know. But we also started when times were really bad, and that's really my issue. And as Kenny says, this is an educational process, right?
Yeah, and I think what will happen is people sometimes need to fail before they come to Jesus, if you will. And I think that that's what's happening now. There'll be the people that say, yep, it was my issue. And those are the people that will correct and have a good run, hopefully till retirement. And then there'll be the people that blame it on the real estate market.
What they'll say is real estate's a bad investment.
Right.
And I say, it's not real estate. Or they'll lose money in stocks. And they say stock is a bad investment. Or they'll lose money in gold, and they'll lose money in silver. And they'll say it's gold or silver that's the bad, or oil. It has nothing to do with the asset, whether it's gold, oil, silver. If you're stupid, you're going to lose money. This is the message of the Rich Dad Company. I never said buy a house and flip it. Anybody ever see that in Rich Dad, Poor Dad? But a lot of people said, well, you said to go flip a house. I said, no, I said flip this. You know, I mean, come on, you guys. You know, well, I bought a big house. I made a lot of equity. I said, I never said that. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was about your passive income had to be higher than your expenses. Nothing has changed.
Yeah, and the difference between the cash flow strategy and the capital gain strategy is that the cash flow strategy does not require an exit. That's the difference. The capital gain strategy requires an exit. So you're subjecting yourself to the whims of the marketplace, whereas the cash flow strategy does not require an exit.
But we have an exit.
Correct.
We get our money back. Our exit strategy is if I put $1 in, I want my dollar back in 5 years, right? Is that
That's
correct?
correct. But it's through management. It's a big difference. See, we buy properties that are undervalued because of poor management. And then we increase.
When he raises the rents, gets a higher valuation of the property, he goes back in, borrows the money. So that's why Ken and I have made about $2 or $3 million this year, just borrowing our money out, so that $3 million I got from you is tax-free, right?
That's correct, because it's a refinance.
It's borrowed money. Now, who pays for the $2 or $3 million?
My tenants.
So that's why we don't flip, because we simply improve the value. As he says, the management is a financing play, it's a management play, and it's a partnership play. So you have to have partners who understand the game, the same sophistication level. You have to have the good structured financing, and you have to have good management. And Kenny has the management skills. So we increase the rents, and get rid of the bad cockroach tenants, the bad ratty tenants, improve the rents. The rents are then, by the cash flow, improve the valuation, and then we borrow out the money. So we buy a place for $11 million, we refinance at 17, we all get our money back, and we get our cash flow per month, and we get the millions of dollars back. So it's an infinite return on investment. We have several deals. We have no money in the deal. Right?
We have many deals where we have no investment at all. We have lots of value because we have millions of dollars in each project, but we don't have investment in it.
And you started with, what was your first investment?
A 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo.
How long ago?
12 years ago. But the reason that I understood the bigger picture was through the property management piece. And that was one of most of you who read Rich Dad, Poor Dad probably skipped right over this part, but I didn't. Robert talks in there specifically about why property managers are one of the most important people on your team. Now, most people would skip right over that, but somebody who's in the business, I recognized the value of that, and I believed it. And actually, before we even met, I had read that, and I knew that he knew what he was talking about, because what I was doing for a living was taking people's real estate and creating value through property management, through better management. They were buying real estate, and then I was creating the value through property management. And there's 3 ways to lose real estate or properties when you're in the property management business. One is, of course, if you don't increase the value of the property, you get fired. 2 is if it stays the same, you get fired. 3, if you increase it, they sell it and you get fired. So the truth is I was always getting fired for multiple reasons, mostly because people would sell their properties and to somebody else, and then we'd lose the management. But the point is, that's how the people that I was dealing with was making millions and millions and millions of dollars. And it is truly in the management, and that's the difference in the cash flow play versus the capital gain play.
Interesting. All right, we are about to get started. Well, actually, we are getting started now. This video is very interesting when it came to like property management and being like the most important person in your team there. Well, that's specifically inside of like real estate. I know we're mainly doing like the Forex. Yeah, those that are in the real estate market, property manager, it's the most important person in your team. And then value. That's actually something that lots of investors do when purchasing businesses. When you purchase a business, when it's not managed well, and you purchase it but bring value to that business, and basically you know that you can increase that business, then that would be like you basically buy the business at a low and then increase its value, and then you can resell like within 5 years. Yeah, really good stuff there. Okay, so let's get started with Technical Tuesday. And let's first start off with looking at what we have on the news today. Did have some high impact on NZD earlier, 5:30 a.m. We have some AUD stuff happening. So during the London session, we do have the Euro medium impact. All day we have the OPEC. This is really important for all currency pairs. So then we have the USD, the ADP non-farm payroll, or this one's non-farm employment change. By the way, NFP is this Friday, so that's why this Friday there's a lot going on. Unemployment change, non-farm employment change. The ADP one is pretty important. Something to also keep in mind if you have seen these Technical Tuesdays on Fridays or like the beginning of the month, it's pretty important. And kind of what I've noticed is just checking out how the ADP stock looks like, because we do have some news release on the ADP at 5:15 a.m. Pacific Standard. This news is specifically against the USD. So if you're not familiar with ADP, most jobs have this. I actually have this for employees where you clock in and clock out type of stuff. But yeah, it's all the whole payroll processing back end stuff. And since this is like one of the major companies in the US for processing payroll, there's like some other ones like Gusto or like what's the other one? Time something, I can't even think of the name of. But basically, this news reaction will most likely bring I'll be looking at the ADP stock just because I've noticed that usually when that news does hit, there's a reaction that happens with both the ADP stock and the correlation between the USD. So ADP and USD don't correlate like that, but when it comes to that news release, it's something that we're going to be looking at both and seeing how the reaction happens. So maybe for something like this, by the time it comes time to that news release, we might be seeing that it might open right here. Let me actually check. Close. Okay. So we might see the open happen somewhere around here. And then maybe might do like the complete reversal into the downtrend, since overall we see that this is forming like a left shoulder head, right shoulder right here. Definitely broke that uptrend. So we might be seeing markets just going downwards. So let's also look at the USD dollar index. That's a DXY. Has some sort of correlation when it comes to ADP, like it was going in an upward trend here. Just mark off my zone area. Shoot. Okay, just checking some more areas, see if it hit negative 27% here. So it didn't hit that negative 27% up there. Not a good trend here. So we might be seeing the USD start reversing. It is heading upwards, and it didn't hit this major zone that I pointed out here. Let's see the weekly. Weekly stopped about halfway. Let's go back to the daily real quick. Okay, so overall USD is going upwards, but there is the possibility of the reversal happening. So unless we start seeing where price breaks through this area of support right here, heading towards this area, and then maybe coming back up like this. Once it shows signs like this, then we can start predicting the reversal. But as of now, it is on the uptrend. It's not a good flowing uptrend, but it's still going upward a bit. So we'll see the actual currency pairs and see what we can see here. As far as currency pairs, I did get in on USD CHF sell, which was a pretty good sell here. And I'll kind of go through the reasonings. And by the way, if anyone has any questions, just let me know. I see someone mention check out USD CAD. But part of my reasoning here is there was a really strong area of resistance at this top point here. And just from zooming in, bring my RSI up. So just from zooming in, there was a divergence on the RSI. On top of that, zooming in closer into the 1 hour, we can see that reversal pattern there, real easy, clear cut reversal pattern that we see there. And so right now, it's in my main zone on Fibonacci 5061.8 area, where we might be expecting for this to rise from here. Just look at a couple more things. Okay. So overall right here, we can see it's like kind of consolidating into this area, and it should be breaking out soon. But there might be that reaction right here because it just keeps hitting off the support towards the upside, but it keeps hitting this resistance and dropping down. So let's see if we can maybe catch something here. This is going to be where I'm going to be on the lookout to be buying USD CAD or USD CHF. Get my resistance points right here. Okay. Let me see on the 1 hour real quick. We do see divergence on the 1 hour. It's in a good area. The only thing is we don't really see that reversal pattern just yet. But it's in that zone. I would like to see more of like structure right here. So this is kind of like 1, 2, maybe on the third push here. So this is basically what I would be waiting for, something more solid than what it's showing me now. Yeah, going to be looking to buy this. So it might present itself like London session. It might be going up, hitting this area, and then coming back down. And then New York session, or when that news hits, we might be seeing that spike shooting up. So we'll just kind of keep that in mind. USD CHF. I'm going to start the poll right now. The poll is, what currency pair would you like me to analyze? Whichever one's at the top, I'll be checking those out. USD CAD, GJ, GBP USD. All right, so far it looks like GJ and UCAD are like pretty close and the winning right now. GJ's on top. Okay. Yep. Seems like GBP JPY is at the top right now. So we'll start off with GBP JPY. I'm going to erase everything, do my whole top-down analysis. Okay, zone here. Oh, this one's pretty easy. Purple line is the MA. Moving average. Distance from this high to neckline should be expecting to drop about that distance. Now this would be like a long-term sell right here. Might take a while to hit its final point once it reaches this area, but this would be my sell zone. Okay, zooming in closer. And actually, let me zoom out just to check something real quick on the RSI here. Okay, kind of matching up. Let me check weekly. Okay, so definitely divergence right here. Now that's like longer term divergence. So price is definitely overbought and it's showing like fake price right now. Usually it does show that when it's like doing its consolidation and expected to reverse. So we should be looking to mainly short on GJ. And let's see some more. So 4 hour, right now we do see a slight uptrend. We had this resistance point there, definitely passed above. Let's look at this some more. So it is in an area where it passed above. It's not a problem. Like if it passed above, it's fine as long as it continues to come back into place. Like we'll be still looking to short this, but for now, let's zoom in. 1 hour. Let's check here. So there definitely is divergence. So this is false price being shown right here. I'll get my tool here, make it nice and pretty for you all. Interesting. I don't know why it didn't show the left side. Let's see. It's very weird. Anyways, let's do this. There we go. So basically, this is what I think is going to happen based off of what I see with the price on GJ. Right now, it's like kind of in this right shoulder. It hasn't passed above this high over here. If it does pass above, then this is not valid anymore. But it looks like it just keeps hitting the zone, keeps hitting, and just reacting. So right now, you can see it's like kind of pushing up, but we'll see if it passes above. If it passes above, then this is not valid. So let's see what we can spot here. And this is just like sniping down to the very lowest that we can get down to. So right here, short position here. $100, $150, keep it 150. So this one would be a 1-to-1 just because it's scalping. 150. Check this out some more. Yeah, I wouldn't even do a take profit 2 for this one. It would just be like a one trade right there. Back. Probably break out somewhere around here. Let's check out the price. This is not exactly where the stop loss is going to be at. I'm just looking at like where these levels are. Okay, zooming out some more. Zoomed in. All right, so nice. Okay. Stop loss. Clone. I'm gonna have this one. I'm gonna have this one aiming second trade over here, aiming for 7. So 5.4 might be around 1,000. Close. It's gonna be around 1,200, 1,300. Okay. Price at 153. Keep it at 250. So 1,250 profit level. We'll give it some room to breathe. So 600, just to be above the 61.8 there. Okay. All right, so this is what I'm looking at for GJ to sell. And again, breakdown, if you look at the bigger time frame, overall, it was showing prices overbought. It's not wanting to break this like top area. It just keeps hitting like resistance and then dropping down. So basically my prediction is if it goes into this area here, it will go back into place, back below these areas, and just continue to drop overall. But we do want to be cautious, like once it drops into like this area here, because we can possibly see it rejecting into the upside from here. But now if it goes into this area, like I pointed out here, and they would have to break through all these areas here, then this would be like the sell zone. So throughout this entire area, we'll just be looking for sells. But even now, it's pretty much like in a sell zone now. Like it's like whatever this point is to down here is looking to sell, because it's that like strong resistance up there. But yeah. So someone asked about US 30. I can check it. So I can check it out. I don't trade US 30, just so you know. But I can check it out, and I can most likely tell you which way it's going to go. Just with like even just a basic price action, it's pretty simple when it comes to price action. And if you keep showing up to these technical Tuesdays, you'll realize how simple I break it down, to the point where like I don't want to overcomplicate my trading. There's a lot of different things that I look at when I'm like looking at the chart, especially when it comes to like getting ready to place a trade. But I look for 3 or more of my confirmations before getting in on any trade. So anyway, so we can check out US 30, not right now, but in a bit, after we go through this list of a couple of other currencies. So GJ, and I'll find the poll just to show the results here. So we have, let's see which one came to second place, USD CAD and Euro USD. So let's check those out. Let me zoom in here just because I'm not going to place a trade just yet, or maybe we'll just see how the price reacts off of this area, see if it's like a strong reaction there. I might not get in on this quick one here, just because the trend is upward. Yeah, I'll be looking more for like this bigger one. There's 2 different trades, good risk to reward there. Okay, so next one. Let me move this to the side because I might on this one. So next one we have here is going to be Euro USD. I'm going to erase everything. And give me 1 sec while I drink a bit of water here. Okay, I'm back. So Euro USD, full breakdown. I'm just gonna remove the RSI, remove everything just to show the very basics. Very, like, you just want to keep it as clean as possible when it comes to technical analysis. So breakout, we can see it broke out. It's right now at that support area. So it's pretty much at that major double support right there on the monthly target level. We do see that it kept rejecting off of like a major zone right here as resistance that didn't want to get broken through. So we'll see. Down to weekly. Zoomed in. Just quick fib to see where the price is at. Okay, so it didn't reach 78.6 yet. It's around 50, 61.8. I'm just going to mark this area off here. Zoom some more. Resistance broke out here, but came back into place. Just based off of, let me remove this fib here. But if I get my fib tool here, I can see it went up to 61.8, but it didn't drop down to negative 27%. That means it's not like a strong downtrend. Now there's a possibility for it to start its reversal. So this might be the head of that inverted head and shoulders that it might be doing. Okay, so based off of predictions so far from what I'm seeing, might be seeing price go towards the upside, maybe hit around this area here, come back down to about here, go up to about here, back down to about here, and then continue to rise. You can take a picture of this, do before and after. It'll most likely play out this way. And let's just check out a couple more things. Divergence. Yep. Let's check out the 4 hour. Just from looking at the price action on the 4 hour, strong drop, increase to recover that drop. Usually for something like this, you notice like a hammer or something. Yeah, I can see like a morning star right here on this time frame, the daily. Big drop, indecisive candle, and then big strong green candle right there. So zoom in. Yeah, so as of now, it's more of being patient. We're not just going to buy right now into this area. We want to be patient, kind of wait for the price to do its thing, because there's no guarantee that it's going to go all the way up to here. It's just based off of what I'm seeing so far. There's a possibility for it to hit here, but it could still hit this area here and then drop down. That's why I'm not buying. I'm buying once it's giving me more of the price action showing that it's reversing. So I'm buying in these areas right here, like the lows of this potential uptrend right there. But for now, patient on Euro USD. USD CAD, was that USD? Yeah, USD CAD. We have, keep this open. Actually took a L on this one. I think it was last week or so. Okay, so let's, and by the way, part of that L was I was thinking it's going to hit off this area and then continue to drop down. It didn't. You know, you win some, you lose some. It's part of the game. All right. So let's look at everything. Real big zone right here. And the major support area there. No real like strong resistance point or support zone or support area. Let me actually check this point here. Yeah, so that's actually pretty strong there. Okay, so zoom in. Okay, just from what I'm seeing here, it looks like drop. Looks like it was trying to do like that, like a good left shoulder, but it didn't. Up like this. We'll look at this some more. Let me just mark off this point here. Okay, erasing this so we don't get confused here. Gonna get my distance once it does its breakout. Breakout will most likely be above that resistance line there. My zone. Okay, support down to the 4 hour. Oh, this is a good one right here. You know, when I say that, it's usually good. So, all right. So already did its breakout. If you want to consider this this is kind of like a double bottom right here. So 1, 2, neckline. That distance from here to here definitely already hit it. But also for double bottoms, because it's not really like a good structure, I personally like rather it's like seeing head and shoulders, something like that. If I go into the daily, actually don't really see it, but we can see it's kind of like left shoulder, kind of like if this is a head and then this is like the right shoulder here. So it's like if it broke out, kind of did its retest right here. This is like a main target right here to look to buy this. And this is a 4 hour where we look at trends. So, sheesh, can't get easier than this. All right. Actually didn't look at USD CAD yet. So this is Good area here. You said sell for USD CAD? Yeah, I'd probably close out on the position just because it's on that second push. Um, oh, just to the support. So it's basically at the support right now. Unless you're yeah, I'm not too sure, but anyways, let me see if I can get like into quick, like I'm gonna zoom in the most that I can right here. So here, low, high. It's in that 50, 61.8 area. Oh, even here, it kind of did like a triple bottom. Let's see, like 1, 2, 3, hammer right here. All right, going down to the 5-minute. Let's see this. 50. Retest. Let me just check something. Who is right at this pivot? Okay. Well, all right. You guys, I'm about to make like at least 10 grand off of this. Okay, so okay, might have a bit more to drop. Stefano, you say you were on a sell. I would say like probably the very lowest that you should probably hold it to is going to be 1.26, like 850 area. Basically there right now. But so anyways, it's dropping. And let me just check one final thing, which is going to be small time frame Fibonacci. This is how you like snipe it down to the very T point. So it's most likely going to drop into this price right here, into the 50, 61.8 area. So down to 1.26845, around there. Then once it breaks through, buy above this 38.2 area. Uh, 150. Gotta check out the spread on USD CAD. This might be too tight. Okay, so zoom back out 5-minute. Okay, let's check this out some more. So this will be one trade, or like it's two trades, but basically one setup. Second one, entry up here. Zoom out some more. Take off the fibs. Do this fibs again. Nice, negative 27% right at these levels here on the pivot point. Okay, so here, clone, put this right at I have the first one at price 250. So it's 250. 1200. Oh, all looks good. Okay, so these will be my trades there, and it did go into that area that I just mentioned. That's about like the lowest that we should be wanting this to go. If it starts going any lower than like into 78.6, 88.6 area, then all this, like, I'll just take off. Let me check on GJ. GJ is still good, still in the consolidation area. I'm looking at it on the other screen. Yeah, should be waiting for this to rise up. So 1, 2, 3, 4 trades that is going to be on here. One more scalping, quick trades, even though if it's 30 pips. This one's going to be 60 pips, and then 1,200 micro pips on this one here. So let me see. USD CAD, I think it's going to rise. USD price increase. USD price increase. Interesting. Okay. We'll see how it performs, because it's not that much correlation with like USD CAD and like Euro USD, but we'll see how it performs here. If it does break out and starts going towards the upside, I'll be placing buys. So this one, there is more risk placing this quicker one, less risk placing this longer term one, just because it's like already going towards the upside. But yeah, this is the full breakdown. Now let me just add one more thing, just because why not? All right, all looks good. So that is USD CAD. Any questions so far? I'm about to drink some water while you guys write your questions down, and we can go through them. Oops, my mic was muted. All right, so to answer your question, if I think it would drop down to 1.26800, I think it's basically already there. But if it reaches the 800 area, like it's not like a good flowing trend towards the upside. So we might still see like choppiness and consolidation, but this looks like it's starting to do like a good flow. If it does like go up from here, that's why you see like the reaction right now. So we'll see like if it breaks through. We'll see if it breaks through, and you don't have to get in right at the breakthrough. Like you can get in if it comes up, comes back down, like on these bottom points, but you can do pending buy if you want on this one. About to be placing the trade here pretty soon. It might take about, it's around 560. Might take like 10 minutes to reach this area, so I still have time to place a trade. I'll just finish this live analysis, and then I'll focus on the trade there. I didn't do AUD USD. I could actually didn't have any votes for that one. Let's see. Next on the list was GBP USD. So GBP USD. I'm going to erase everything, and we're just going to go out of here. Real quick, like 5 minutes, and then if you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat area, and I'll answer them as we go here. It's at a strong resistance right now. Just by looking at this, there's potential for this to drop down into this area first before it takes off. But that'll be like months, years for that to even happen. So let's look at this some more. Okay, down to 4 hour. So just what I see with the 4 hour trend, it looks like it's about to do this right here. 1 hour. Let's see. Yeah, seems pretty accurate with what I'm getting here. Okay, so this one's like giving mixed signals here, because it is at this resistance trend line right here. Like it broke out, but it came back into place, and it looks like it's coming back into this area, but the previous price over here was showing that like the highs are lining and potentially going up. So there's literally two different ways that this can go. Either inverted head and shoulders towards the upside, doing like the whole reversal pattern, and neckline would look something like that if it's going upwards. So that would take a while. We would have to wait to see it come down into this area and see what it does, whether it continues to break down. If it does break down, it's going to go into like, I would say probably around, let's see. Honestly, probably a really strong drop just from what I'm seeing here, because that's like the next major support area. We have this support here, and then like all the way down here. And it does kind of make sense that it would even drop that much just because of how I'm seeing like this trend support right here. It matches up with where it would drop down to. Let me check something here. Drop indecisive green candle. That's looks like it should continue to go up just from that. Yeah, there's like mixed signals everywhere. Like weekly showing that it should be continuing to drop. And oh, actually, let me just check one final thing here. It already hit its distance on the way down. So it's pretty much like it hit its target, so there's no need for it to just continue to drop down. Yeah, so just waiting here, seeing what happens. And this is really like the crucial part right here, seeing what happens here, or even if it just decides to break through and then come down. Like if it breaks through, don't get in for a buy, wait for it to come down for like a buy here. But right now it's not in a buy position, not in a sell position either, unless you're trying to scalp to get it down here. But for now, I would hold off on this one. Nothing as clear as like USD CAD was showing here, and it's rejecting off the lowest that I said it was. So let's see if it does this whole movement here. And this one's a pretty confident one. GJ, I have it on my side screen, but it's still waiting. So might be pushing down. We might see if there's something. It might end up having like more volatility during the Euro, the London session, I mean. So we'll see how that plays out. For now, you guys, any final questions before I head out here? We'll give like one more minute and then I'll be heading out. But appreciate you guys for jumping in, being on this live analysis. And if you do have any questions, reach out to me on Instagram, the Ecofin platform, if you're on like Telegram. And if you have my contact there, reach out. Make sure not to reach out to like the scamming accounts that pretend that they're me. Yeah, reach out anytime and I can help you out as best as I can. All right, you guys, have a happy trading week and let's make some money. Should be making at least 10 G's on UCAD. Let's see how this plays out. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. All right, have a good night, everyone. See ya. Oh, looking to buy UCAD. Let's go. That big push right there is actually where I'm going to be looking to buy. Got it.